Are any of your relationships causing you to ask, how did things get like this? It could be better than this, right? Is restoration even worth pursuing? Can anyone transform this mess into something great? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to Bring It Here, a podcast dedicated to exploring how these types of struggles can be transformed by the power of God's Word into healthy, thriving, and life-giving relationships. So, without further ado, let's jump into our latest episode with our hosts, Norm and Jen Jennings, as we learn to bring it here to the foot of the cross.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Bring It Here. I'm your host, Norm Jennings, and I have with me today our co-host, Jen Jennings.
Hi.
So today, for our listeners, we've got a fun little meet the staff of At Stake Ministries.
It was so much fun to put that together. I actually learned quite a bit about my coworkers. Not so much you, Norm, but definitely the other two. I think we have you up first.
Good morning, Norm.
Good morning, Tyler. How are you?
I'm great. Tell the folks at home who Norm is in 15 seconds or less.
15 seconds or less. A man who loves the Lord, who loves his wife, who loves his 3 children, his 2 grandchildren, and just really wouldn't choose to be living a different life than what I am right now, but I've got a lot of dreams and desires to do stuff that I'm not doing right now.
Of those people that you just mentioned, who is your favorite?
Jesus. Wow. A question at a ministry center. Who's your favorite person? Jesus. But then definitely my wife, Jen. Absolutely. She's my best friend and companion in life.
Awesome. So, knowing that you were an interim youth pastor, did you ever play 3 Truths and a Lie?
Yeah, many times. It was kind of fun to learn people that way.
All right, well, let's go. 3 Truths and a Lie.
Okay, now I got to try to figure out things that you don't know, and you pretty much know everything about me. Okay, so let me see. I threw out the first pitch to a minor league baseball team. I was mayor of Salina, and I raced motocross at one point in time.
Okay. That's 3.
And let me see, come up with something else really quick and random. I'm an absolute car fanatic, loves drag racing, anything having to do with cars.
Okay. What are a few of the funniest things you remember doing?
You know, growing up, I was probably described by every teacher as that boy that had a lot of energy and didn't pay much attention, and God, I was very mischievous. And so, what was the question?
Tell us a little bit about what brought you to At Stake Ministries.
You know, Jen and I talked about that a little bit on the first episode of Bring It Here, the podcast. And it was brokenheartedness for kids. I was an interim youth pastor for quite a while. You shared in your video, which they need to watch if they haven't already, just that brokenheartedness towards kids. And Jen and I did not have a perfect marriage. And we reached out, we got some help, and then we just felt the Lord's calling, telling us, you know, work with families, work with marriages, yes, work with youth, but we're here to have a significant impact on the divorce rate and to bring about healthy relationships for singles and married people. So it was a heart for those things, and I didn't always have it, but the Lord definitely built it.
What is your favorite time of the year and why?
Yeah, we're actually just we're coming out of my favorite time of the year, and that is the extended season of greatness in sports, where we move through football season, we hit wrestling season. And wrestling is the greatest sport ever. And we roll right on through. Just got done watching go Penn State win another NCAA championship on the wrestling mat. So that's my favorite season. Weather-wise, no, I can't stand winter. So then it's fun rolling into summer and drag racing hits.
If you could go on vacation tomorrow, where would you go?
If I could go on vacation tomorrow, where I would go is wherever my wife goes. But this doesn't exist. We've talked about it before, but vacation to me would be going first over to like Germany. My mom was born and raised in Trier, Germany area, and we've never been over there. And so just seeing the vineyards and wineries and mom and pop restaurants and the architecture and all of that, that would be awesome. And the way to really blow it out of the water is if then every day we could go watch drag racing and then afterwards go catch crappie or walleye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be the perfect vacation.
And one final question for you, Norm. What was the lie?
The lie was throwing out the first pitch at a minor league baseball game. Yeah.
Right.
That may have been a little bit more than what our listeners might bargain for. Definitely
so.
learned some new things about you. Who do we have next?
Well, Jen, we have you up next, and I know they're going to enjoy getting to know you.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
I have questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
No.
What do you do at Stake Ministries?
I am the administrative director for At Stake. So if somebody calls, I'm the front line, pretty much. I answer the emails that come from the website. I answer the phone. I do the scheduling.
Winnie the Pooh or Eeyore?
Winnie the Pooh.
And why?
Oh, because he loves people. He's loyal. He is not self-conscious about his belly. He just rocks the red shirt.
What do you love most about your job?
Well, what I love most, I think, about what we do, what I'm humbled, I would say, most about is that it's an honor to be used by the Lord to do what we do, to be a place for people to come who are really struggling, because Norm and I were in that spot at one point. So saying that, then getting to work with Norm is a lot of fun. Not all the time, but most of the time it's fun, and it's a privilege. I mean, it's not it's rare for, I think, a husband and wife to be able to work together, and so I'm grateful for that. It's been fun and a journey, and we know, I think, each other a lot better because of this position that we share together. So
Do you ever feel like you're in a fishbowl?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes. As I say, our marriage is on display all the time. And so we just really need Jesus. And so we lean on him quite a bit for that.
What small thing can easily brighten your day?
Oh, gosh, pictures of my grandkids. Immediately that show up on the phone. This is really silly, but seeing the Q-tip next to my sink.
Do explain.
Oh, they're just little. See, we kind of cut that. They're just little love statements. If he showers first, he'll put a Q-tip on my stinking Winnie the Pooh. It went back to Winnie the Pooh. But he'll put a Q-tip on my sink for me when I'm done.
If you could go on a vacation tomorrow anywhere and do anything, tell us what it would be.
Well, there'd be like two places, Germany or Italy. And it would be to experience a different country, and then their cuisine and beverages. Yes, and just and it would be with Norm as well, and then and it would just I think that would be a lot of fun. Do a lot of walking, a lot of just opportunity to see their architecture and
Those are good choices.
yeah.
Food and drink, yes. And Norm too.
Yeah.
Main bucket list items for the rest of your life.
Oh my word.
Okay, maybe top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
Would love to get like a camper and then just tootle around the United States. And truly park it in front of the kids' house and reenact Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. I would love to do that. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would like to travel more. I mean, there's other places in the U.S. I'd love to go see. I truly hope to be doing this as long as possible, to working here. So, and being in some role or some capacity with that stake, just as long as I can, and be relevant. Be like the 80-year-old, you're like so out of touch with reality, which is, so.
What is your favorite thing about where you live?
I'm going to choose my home or my house as opposed to Salina. I mean, I like living in Salina, but my home, I love it because it's second generation. So it was in Norm's family it's the second generation. My kids were raised there, so they all have memories there. It's large enough for them to all come and we can all be in the same roof, under the same roof. I love our backyard. It's a sanctuary. It's just a fun place to be. And I like the fact that it's not a busy street.
Do you really want a puppy?
No.
Are you telling me the truth though?
Yes. I would love to have a puppy, but I don't want the responsibility of a puppy. And I'm old enough to know that.
Yes.
Well, I love hearing from your heart, and it was awesome that our listeners could as well. So who do we have up next, Jen?
We have our brother Tyler. I can't wait for you to hear a little bit more about who he is.
So tell us, who is Tyler McFadden in 41 seconds or less?
Tyler McFadden is married to Lori, the love of my life, and we have 4 awesome, beautiful children together. We run around like few do, and we just love every second of it.
Awesome. What's like your favorite hobby or things that you love to do?
If I could be anywhere right now, besides right here, obviously, I would be in the mountains somewhere with a fly rod, catching trout or trying. Yeah.
What about sports? Like, what's your favorite sport to watch, partake in? Your favorite teams?
As growing up, it was baseball. It was always baseball. Everybody always thought it should be basketball because I'm a taller guy, but I wasn't good at it, and so I can spend as many hours in the day watching baseball. Now my boys didn't care for it, and my girls both played softball, fast pitch, and right now it's probably a toss-up for first place.
What brought you to ASM?
It was years ago. The original burden that wouldn't leave my heart was kids that were lost in this world, and that's obviously important to me because I was lost for so long, and I walked through plenty of things that I would love to see others not follow. And so when it came time, it was about 5 years ago, to make the decision to dedicate my life to ministry. It was a bit confusing in the beginning, but it was very clear from the Lord that the best thing I could do for kids was to strengthen families and marriages and bring moms and dads together, and so here I am.
Awesome. Favorite footwear?
Okay, so anybody that does know me now knows that that's a silly question because nothing belongs on our feet. I am barefoot right now, but yeah, if I had to choose, then obviously a flip-flop would be at the top.
What are some of your favorite parts of your work?
Just when a husband and wife comes in here, and they have all of these things in their head that they know that we need to change in their spouse. I just love to watch them, watch the little light bulbs turn on as we walk through the Lord's design for the man and the woman and the husband and the wife and the family, and just watch them kind of understand this beautiful design that's been laid out for us, and just watch them transform right in front of you. Yeah.
What's your favorite dessert?
More meat.
More meat.
More meat.
Now, I would agree with that for favorite dessert.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite teacher growing up?
That is the easiest question you could have asked. When I was a young man, I ran in a pretty ragtag group. I was chasing all kinds of things, but nothing that my parents would have chose of me. And so, but there was one teacher in middle school who never saw me and this group of kids as a problem. Right? She saw creative young men and women. It was my art teacher. Her name was Mrs. Applegate, Gina Applegate, and I don't remember a lot of life, but I'll never forget feeling like one cared, and so always be important to me.
Anything else you want to tell people about yourself?
No.
Well, it certainly is awesome working with Tyler, and I hope the listeners got a chance to really get to know what makes him tick. So, Jen, who's up next?
It is my sister Monica. I can't wait for you to get to know her a little bit better, just as we have had the opportunity to get to know her as well.
Who is Monica Olson in 1 minute or less?
Well, first and foremost, I'll just say Psalm 116 because of the grace of Jesus. Kansas through and through. Adventurous spirit that the Lord has faithfully led along.
What about a hobby? Tell me about a hobby.
Oh.
What did you have?
Okay. Well, the elephant in the room would be horses. I love anything and everything horse.
Why? Why at stake?
Why at stake? Because Jesus, first and foremost. I mean, that's the Sunday school answer, so duh. But Shelley Carlson.
Okay.
The first one that told me about it and got me out here. But then it was just a desire to follow the Lord's calling on my life. But then when I called you that first initial day, standing back in a dark room, called Jen Jennings and said, "Who are you? What are you? Because I've never heard of you. What do you do?" And then you described it to me, the Lord helping hearts, counseling people through the Bible, through His Word.
People or animals?
Well, nobody be offended. No, I don't care. Animals.
Any specific ones in mind?
Oh, well, yes, several. Dogs. Because they're better than people most time. Horses and cows.
Favorite book or author?
Oh, is it okay if I list a couple? Okay, excellent. So, Jane Austen and all of her works, yes, but specifically Persuasion. And then two more being J.R.R. Tolkien, The Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit. And then C.S. Lewis, The Chronicles of Narnia.
So what do you do for At Stake Ministries?
I am a biblical counselor.
And what do you like about that job?
Everything, but most importantly, getting to be a fly on the wall. More so, I don't feel like I'm the one doing anything. I just facilitate and am a mouthpiece. I love being the fly on the wall to just watch the Lord work because He's the one doing it.
If you were the 8th dwarf, what would your name be?
The first thing that pops to my head, which can either be considered a strength or a weakness, independent.
I was thinking chainsaw.
Oh, jeez. Let her rip, tater chip. Yeah. Grip it and rip it.
So what's your favorite part so far?
Everything.
You have to be a little bit more specific for our audience.
Being a fly on the wall and seeing the Lord work and move in hearts. Yes, we are the facilitators. We are the ones that are in the room, speaking the words, saying things, prompting, asking questions, going through assessments, but it's the Lord's work. And so essentially watching Him do His thing, watching Him work.
Tell us just a quick, fun memory from Montana.
Oh, from Montana? I'll go sentimental here. When I lived with 3 of my best friends, and we were known as the Owls. We lived at a lodge. The acronym, I won't go into the full explanation, but it stands for the Old Women's Lodge Society. We had a whole lot of hoots together. Fun and good times.
That's awesome. Why do you do what you do?
Well, for the sake of keeping it short and brief, I do what I do because the Lord called me to this. He actually named me this too. It's what my name means. And so that was just inspiration for my parents. But through a couple of different events in life, He has shown me that bringing me through, He has blessed me to be a blessing and to then be an extension and used by Him, extension of His hand, so to speak, to come alongside and to help reach down and grab somebody out of whatever ick they're stuck in at the time. So, hence the reason the Psalm 116.
You know, you are an elegant, beautiful, vivacious woman.
For heaven's sake.
And it may surprise people to know what your favorite birthday meal is.
Beanie weenie and cornbread.
And your cake.
Oh, store-bought yellow cake mix with store-bought pot of chocolate frosting and then sprinkles. Loads of sprinkles.
After listening to each one of those, there were so many things that were cut out that were just hilarious. And so we're going to have to do a blooper reel sometime, Norm.
I think that would be a wonderful idea, Jen. Only thing is it might be the most listened to thing that we ever do on this podcast.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, we want to thank you, our listeners, for joining us for another episode of Bring It Here, the podcast by At Stake Ministries that's dedicated to answering your questions about healthy, life-giving relationships. So send us an email to bringithere@atstakeministries.com with your question, and then sit back and hear it addressed in a future episode. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.